right? Fat cat blending in with the blanket. Monkey dog on the floor. All right. I think it's going. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Use of a Problem, episode number 444. Got a little speculation station today. In the latest docket drops on BBBY, we've had ourselves some very, very, very interesting filings that are showing that there are two plans that have been submitted. One for the liquidating estate, which Goldberg is in charge of, and one for the reorganization estate, which we don't know who's in charge of that because that's all redacted. And they've never shown us what that plan is or what it consists of. And it looks like I'm already max headrooming right here off the bat. So, man, friggin' internet just pisses me off to no end. All right. Anyway, so if there's a credit bid, cool. There might be what's called a 363 reorganization plan, which means we would get our equity back anyway, plus cash. So that's fantastic news. But now we just twiddle our thumbs some more and wait for more crumbs because we don't have bread yet. Other news, Tesla earnings are tomorrow after close. I've got a boatload of really far out of the money puts for September, hoping that they like double or triple on me, and that's fantastic if it does. Expecting bad news for Tesla. They're saying, analysts are saying revenue is going to be about 40% below last year this time. And maybe I have to message the roommate that I'm doing a show. Forgot that he's home today because it's Passover. Doing my show. Okay. All right. Oh, hey, just got here. Ish. And Santander Bank looks like they're doomed. UBS looking like they're going to lay off like 50% of their employees. News is coming out that JP Morgan is 25% underfunded for what their deposits are. So basically like, they're screwed. Add that all of the regional banks and, what was the other one? There was one more. Oh, and, right now I need to plot it, but I'm beginning to see specific articles about distressed office buildings in the U.S. pop up at like a logarithmic rate. Today, the big article was about this guy, Martin Selig, who is the largest landowner in Seattle. He owns 10% of all the commercial buildings in the entire city. One of his prestigious buildings, Seattleites refer to as the Darth Vader Building, which is where Rover, dotcom is headquartered. He bought it for $240 million. Cannot find anyone to refinance his bond. The principal's coming due. The building is no longer worth anywhere near $240 million. And so Martin Selig's empire might collapse because if this super rich real estate investor cannot get any of his buildings refinanced, they're all going to no longer be his buildings. And these banks are now going to be in charge of dealing with these things. And now the data is shut down. Oh my God. I hope this actually doesn't shut off on me. Oh my God. Okay. Is it going? It's going. Okay. Okay. I got distracted by that. I'm just going to do this thing while I still can. What do butterfly? My voice still wants to shred.
Houston, we have a problem.
Okay. Oh, turn that off. Bam. Quick double clicking mouse. I hate you. Oh no, do it again. Oh no, stop. Stop. Oh my God. I hate your mouth so much. Something's going to go right one of these days. Something's just going to be like butter. Like smooth butter and not just absolute chaos at all times. My voice is going to work and the pollen's going to be gone and someday in the future. Okay. Dustin Height was first. Brandon Cowles was second. Hungry Caveman Houston. Hope you're feeling better. I got a little reprieve yesterday. Saturday was crazy windy. It was awful. The sky was yellow. And then we got a little bit of rain, knocked all that pollen down, and yesterday was pretty good. Today, it's sunny, still, pollen's filling the air. It's terrible as ever. Person I named third, nope. Laza Lurker coming in fifth. Danny Motes, Houston, happy birthday. How much lower do you really think GME can go? I can't believe I'm seeing it $10. Honestly, do I buy more now or wait till it's down to $5? A whale time? Man, it blows my mind that the company can announce they lose $300 million in a year and the stock price goes up like 50%. And then they announce they made a profit and the stock price cuts in half. Make it make sense. The only reason the stock is doing this is pure manipulation. That's it. Pure manipulation. Because the shorts don't have any legit shorts that they can borrow and sell to us to drive the price down. The volume's not big enough to do it. And all the pressure is still on the buy side. People still buy more and don't sell it. So what the hell? Right? Yeah. It doesn't make any sense to me. If it goes to $5, oh my God, buy everything. Buy it all. Martin Weiss, good to have you back. Well, thank you. Danny Motes, I'm not a whale. I am not a cat. Alex Bishop, Buna Sira. I have no idea what that means. Buna Sira? Buna Sira. Meaning. Romanian phrase means good evening. Ah. It's almost evening here. Danny Motes, Houston, back in your heyday, how strong were you? I am the same height, but I'm curious if I was stronger at my peak. Probably were. I was benching like 250, which like other guys on a baseball team could easily crush that. I've never been able to squat much. I've got chicken legs. So I was squatting about 200, which is nothing. Like the catchers would squat like 1,000 pounds and make me look like a complete weenie. Where my strength is, the ridiculous strength, like everyone has like some body part on them that is freakishly strong. My lats. In no time, I can max out a lat machine. Like I can look like this and be pulling down like 250 pounds. No problem. I'm really good at pulling things. I'm terrible at pushing things. And my strength does not lie in pushing, but in pulling, yes, I can. I'm a hugger, if you were. Those are probably my maxes. I set a school record. My senior in high school, I did 47 pull-ups during the presidential fitness test, and I could have done more. I could have done probably 100 of them. The problem was the pull-up bar was this bar mounted to a wall that kind of stuck out and went across. And the PE instructor wouldn't let me face the wall and do pull-ups. He said, "You're gonna use your legs to cheat." I'm like, "Buddy, I'm gonna do 1,000,000 of them. It's gonna be fine." They made me do it with my back to the wall, but the problem was that the bar was shorter from the wall than my elbow is to my shoulder, so I dragged my back against the wall the entire time and did 47 of them. And I was still a school record. I was like, if you let me face the wall, I will do a bajillion. Of course, I weighed like 120 pounds back then, but yeah. Actually, I think senior year is like 150. I was skinny, really skinny. Like, what's that, 70 pounds less than I am now? Ludicrous speed. According to Jake to be, new from Form 309 was just filed BBY indicating a material change or significant event. Your take on this? I saw that tweet earlier. It was sent to me. Oh, thank you. Iggy, I think, sent it to me. Cool. Fantastic. I want more crumbs. We've not had enough crumbs recently. I need more of them so I can have a meal. What I really want, though, is to get mother flipping paid, baby. I want cash. I want equity. I want squeeze. I want it all. So let's just do it. Let's just do it right now. This minute. Monkey wants it. The fat cat wants it. This guy wants it. Let's just do it already. Martin Weiss. We all know about Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. But have you heard of Cole's Law? It's thinly sliced cabbage. The Germans. The Germans with the English puns. Oh my gosh. That's like you ever want to talk about people being fluent in a second language? Their ability to crack jokes. When they start cracking jokes in language that is not their original language, then you know they know what they're doing. I worked with this guy at this bar, Eddie. Eddie now owns best fish and chip place in Seattle. And when he came from Mexico, didn't speak a lick of English. He's a young dude. He's working as a dishwasher. And where we worked, the owners would pay for any of their employees to go to community college to learn English if they'd like come from Mexico. So he's like, cool. So he started taking classes. In about 6 months, he was totally fluent. And all he did was just flip me shit constantly. Just hilarious. Just make fun of me, pull practical jokes. And then one day I was like, Eddie, I liked you so much better when he couldn't speak English. But I love that guy. He's a good dude. Jason Blackwell, Houston. What do you call a mythological bird that can't fly? Joaquin Phoenix? Joaquin Phoenix. God damn it. Christopher Walken Phoenix. What's the opposite of Christopher Reeves? Christopher Walken. Cirque Invidiosa, 1892. Whoa. 2 SEC lawyers resigned after agency centered for abuse of power in crypto case. After agency centered for, so does it mean settled? You're trying to admit, right? Settled for abuse of power in a crypto asset case? Monkey, what are you doing? I rephrase and get back to me. Martin Weiss, which percentile of stupidity is this parallel universe? A lot. You know, the old current conspiracy theories that when CERN turned on and they smashed their first particles together, that it burst us into like the dumbest timeline, and that's where we are. I can't prove them wrong at this point. Grape nuts. Do you think Wall Street is able to slash wants? Able to slash wants to destroy the dollar by the time they have to pay us. Could we get paid big time, but the equivalency of our payout is meaningless? I don't think Wall Street wants to destroy the dollar because their wealth is in the dollar. The dollar right now is crazy strong against other currencies around the globe. Japan today just begged the Fed for permission for Japan to make their yen stronger. Like, please, could we make it stronger against your dollar? Your dollar is too strong and we're getting crushed. Inflation-wise, yes, we haven't met our inflation goals, but our inflation is lower than most countries on Earth. The dollar is strong. It's weaker than it has been because of inflation, but it's strong compared to other currencies around the globe. So, why do you have to look at me so cute like that, little dog? You scratch your cheek and you go, oh, it's too good. See the top of her little head. Right there. Oh, the eyeballs. Look at those little eyeballs. Okay. Where am I? Okay, Kelly Reed. Happy birthday, HW. UBS might be having a stroke, laying off 30,000 to 35,000 employees. Hope we start seeing whistleblowers come from this. Yeah, when you're laying off that many employees, they always end up making a mistake in laying off the wrong dude somewhere. I think I told you about when they did layoffs at the Art Institute. So they'd done tons of layoffs over the years. They kept firing teachers. So this is when Goldman Sachs owned them. And they were like, oh, man, we need to save money. Let's fire a bunch of teachers. And they'd fire a bunch of teachers. And then they'd be like, man, our revenue's down. We should fire some more teachers. they'd be like, oh shit, our revenue dropped again. We should fire more teachers. Well, never realizing that the professors they had at that college taught classes, and that their business was selling classes. So if you had fewer professors to teach the classes, you had fewer classes you could sell, which means every time you fired a professor, you lost money. They didn't figure this out. And at one point, they kind of ran out of teachers to fire. And so they fired the lady who was like the office secretary, Gail. Gail had been there for 40 years. She knew how everything worked. You walk up to Gail and about to ask her a question, and she'd like point to a drawer. She knew what you were going to ask before you ever, like she could read your mind because she'd been through this a million times. So they fired her. They laid her off. Senator gave her a severance, sent her on her way. And she was like, fuck you guys. And she rides Harleys too. She's a cool lady. And she's riding a Harley around, whatever. The school discovers that Gail was the person who paid all their bills. She signed all the checks, made sure everything went out. And with her gone, no one paid any of the bills. So things like the off-site record storage, where all the paper student records were stored, all their transcripts, things like that for the last 40 years, didn't get paid. And then got shredded. So 40 years of student records just poof, gone, because records companies kept trying to contact them, and the only person to contact had been laid off, and they didn't put anyone else in a position. So gone was 40 years of student records. They tried bringing her back. I can't remember what it was. They were like, hey, Gail, can you come back and show us how to do this? She's like, yes. If you hire me as a consultant and pay me a flat fee of $250,000, I'll show you how to do that. Because Gail was a baller. It happens so often. So you just know. Like, the same thing happened at Washington Mutual. When Washington Mutual went belly up, JP Morgan, goes in, they buy the assets. People at various bank branches stayed, but all the corporate people gone. Corporate people were the ones who paid for the offsite storage of paper mortgages for Washington Mutual at some storage facility in Mexico, all shredded because no one paid it. So, shit happens, man. I would not doubt if UBS has the same problem when they lay off all of these Credit Suisse people. And, laying off 30,000 people in a nation like Switzerland is a big deal. That's a lot of people to get laid off. You bet some of them are going to be out for blood. Oh, censored. Okay. What was the original question from Cirque? 2 SEC lawyers resigned after agency censored for abuse of power in crypto case. Oh, that was the one in Utah where they lied to the warrant that the judge signed. So yeah, they should totally have resigned, been fired at least. Yes. Laza, do you think short hedge funds will just keep shorting GME until the whole market implodes and they can look for some sort of bailout so they don't have to deliver on their obligations? I don't think hedge funds will ever get bailed out. The banks, who are their prime brokers, will, but the hedge funds themselves, no. They will be destroyed. They will go up in a puff of smoke, and then the banks who lent them way too much money on margin will suddenly be the ones responsible for it. Those guys will get bailed out, but not the hedge funds. No, they're just going to disappear. The best bet the hedge funds have is that they've offshored tons of their ill-gotten gains in the Caymans and Bermuda and Singapore and everywhere else, so that when they do blink out of existence, they just sort of cut the tether to those banks and go swim in their money like Scrooge McDuck overseas. Martin Weiss, what do you call a fish with no eye? A fish. That's a 5-year-old's joke. Everyone knows that one, Martin. Everyone knows that one. What do you call a deer with no eyes? A no-eye deer. Laza, why are most people tired on April 1st? Because they just finished a 31-day march. Boo. Okay, these are getting bad. Oh, crap. I missed some super chats. Anonymous, Houston. What can I say to the compliance officer at Schwab? Everyone I speak to is saying my shares are gone and sold. They are really doubling down. Talk to the compliance officer. When you talk to them, say, hey, I never sold my shares. I never authorized you to sell my shares. What happened was the shares were canceled. And if new equity is issued, I expect to be given the equity as a legacy shareholder. And you can walk them through the laws behind that. But you never sold your shares and you never authorized Schwab to sell your shares. So expect a giant class action suit if equity is reissued and you don't get a piece of it and the stock price goes through the roof. That's what I'd tell them. Like, this thing is about to come to a head and I better have shares in my account, just as many as I had before they canceled the old shares. So I'm not sure exactly how flowery you want to say that, but just be like, hey, we're going to class action the shit out of you and I'm going to own Schwab when this is over. Monkey butt. Your face is a dog face. And I'm off. Is it too late for weekly Tesla puts or longer? No, you can buy some tomorrow. I bought out in September. I bought $20 puts, 500 of them for September 20th. I got them at $3 each. I'm hoping that it doubles or triples when bad news comes. And open Wednesday morning. That there's enough like red that they spike in volatility all of a sudden, and I can sell them for a good chunk. That's the goal anyway. And pen name, AMC short position gains remain unrealized until you close. But you can't close, paying fees to main short positions. You consider that in the black? Well, considering that in order for shorts to be losing money on AMC, the price has to be $230 a share. That, yes, they are all on the black. Every single solitary shorter company that shorted AMC has made a 99% profit. Every single one of them. Every last one of those companies, those hedge funds. So yes, that's in the black. They're never going to close. That's their goal. The goal is to never close a short position ever. And at this point, they're winning. Now, AMC could turn around and somehow their stock price could go up $1 bajillion. But anytime they have a modest gain of any sort, Adam Aaron dumps 25 to 50 million shares on the market and then pays off, a little chunk of their debt. And he's got to sell at current prices about 1.5 to 2.5 billion shares to cover enough of their debt to make a dent. So you're going to get diluted further and further and further. And once you get, a few years from now, when they pay off a huge chunk of their debt and they've got 3 billion shares out there, they'll do another reverse split, and that reverse split will go blunk, and you'll have probably $20 shares at the time or something, and then the shorts will hammer that back down again, which would then mean anyone who shorted when the stock price was before all the splits, that would mean if you shorted in 2022, the stock price was like $25, the stock price got to be like $2,500 in order for those shorts to be underwater on it. Reverse splits help shorts immensely. They love them. They see a reverse split, they're like, oh my God, oh yes, oh this is fantastic. Reverse split again for me, daddy. And then you just can't win on that. You can't. So, they're going to dilute like crazy, and the stock price can continue to go down. They'll pay off debt, but it's going to take them a dilution of 1.5 to 2.5 billion shares to do that. So, have fun. Okay. Hey, Julio is lurker hunting. Corey Jones, Keith Booth, Creek Chubb, Anon C-SPAN, and John H. John Hancock. All right, thank you. Got a little lurker hunting in there. Where was I? I was at Grape Nuts. I did Kelly Reed, I did Laza. Did Martin and Laza get? Martin, do you see the open letter some Republicans sent to Putin apologizing for the aid package to Ukraine? Is that real? Yeah, just like... Remember when... what was it? Was when Obama apologized for, I think it was the Iraq War or something. He was like, I'm sorry this crap happened to the world. And everyone's like, how dare Obama apologize to someone else? Now you got the same people who are outraged about that apologizing to an autocratic dictator. We're so sorry that we tried to help you out, buddy, but we just couldn't because our nation had to do the right thing. Monkey butt. Get up. quit looking at me and get up there. It's way too early for Nuggie stare time. Way too early. What are you, Putin? Demanding your Nuggies right now? Yeah. She's gonna stare at the back of my head for a while. She's gonna look up at the box where it is. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Marjorie Taylor Greene had an absolute meltdown. I mean, she knows what side of her bread is buttered, and it's the Kremlin side. Martin Weiss, off to sleep. I'll catch you tomorrow. Have a redacted show, my friend. MT Houston, what's the latest on China and Taiwan? Still saber rattling. If China ever invades Taiwan, it'll be their economic doom, because companies are pulling out of China right now in droves, and because they're having problems with their executives being hassled, money being stolen, designs being stolen, employees being arrested, and so they're like, you know what, this isn't worth it. We're going to move to Vietnam. We're going to move to Taiwan. We're going to move to Bangladesh, wherever. And they're leaving. And so the companies that have stayed, they're almost under duress at the moment. And if China were to invade Taiwan, there'd be so many sanctions against companies still in China that it would not be economically feasible for them to remain. The best thing they can do, if they can get their tooling out and move that tooling somewhere else, they should probably start now. But if they can't, they're going to have to blow up their tooling so that China can't use it. Basically. And if China can't import US dollars, they got nothing. So they're so wholly dependent upon importing US dollars to pay for everything they do. And right now that money is dwindling a lot, and you're seeing the implications across all of China as a result. So, they'll continue to rattle the sabers at Taiwan, but at this point, if they do invade, it'll be the dumbest thing China has ever done. China does not know how to win wars. They've not fought a war in 60 years. And the last time they did, they got their ass kicked by the Russians, and they got their ass kicked by the Vietnamese. Yeah, they got a lot of stuff. Cool. But they also have a lot of corruption, a lot of deep corruption. And that corruption goes all the way through the military ranks to the point where generals have sold off the rocket fuel in their rockets. So the ICBMs China has and are very proud about, the tanks are filled with water. So they try to light those suckers off, nothing's going to happen, because the rocket fuel got sold to somebody else because some general wanted to buy a boat. Kind of like what happens in Russia, right? Where the generals have really fancy yachts and the soldiers don't have uniforms. So China kind of suffers from the same thing in their military ranks. And they've had problems recently where military personnel haven't been getting paid, which is kind of what's happened in Russia a bunch of times. So if you're going to fight a war and you're going to do it with soldiers who have empty stomachs and nothing in their bank accounts, you can have a lot of those soldiers, but if their equipment doesn't work because you sold off the fuel and all the technology is Soviet technology, it's built on Soviet platforms, so it gets shredded by NATO anything, you're gonna be in for one hell of a fight, and it's gonna be really embarrassing, especially if you don't conquer Taiwan in like a day or two, because Taiwan's got a lot of ammo and a lot of NATO technology, and you can have to do on ships, and those ships go burble in the ocean when they get holes in them. So it's gonna be brutal. We wild, have Passover. I hate my job. 2 weeks and 2 days till my week-long holiday in Greece. Fantastic. My roommate's been celebrating Passover by having a stream of consciousness, talking to strangers on the phone since like 7 this morning. It's been incredible. It's been nonstop. I'm absolutely blown away at his ability to talk on the phone. I can do this show for like 90 minutes to maybe 2 hours, and I can't talk anymore than that. I'm done. And that's a lot. It takes so much out of me. My brain's cooked. My voice sucks. Yeah. There you go. Happy Passover. Happy Passover. Woo! leave that wine for Elijah. I read a story about this girl who's dating a Gentile, and he came over for Seder, and they're trying to teach him about Passover and the wine for Elijah. And he's like, so what do? Like, the kids go to bed and you like drink the wine for them? They're like, no, it's not Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny. You leave the wine there, and if Elijah shows up, Prophet Elijah shows up, because if you don't know, Prophet Elijah is supposed to show up, and if he shows up, then he's like bringing the Messiah with him. So he's like, if you see him, like, holy crap, it's now the Messiah. Now's time. And you leave the wine out for him, and he'll like, drink the wine because the Messiah's coming. But every Passover, you leave the wine, and in the morning, the wine's still there because Prophet Elijah hasn't shown up yet. So this guy's like, but like, don't you like drink it? And then the kids think that Elijah came tonight. Like, he's not Santa Claus, dumbass. So I explained to him how, no, you don't drink it. You just leave it out from his tradition in case he shows up, and he's not going to show up. And when the kids woke up in the morning, the wine was empty, and there's like some candy in its place. And the kids are like, what the fuck? And the parents are like, you idiot, what are you doing? He's like, what? I want to make it fun for the kids. And they're like, get out. So anyway, happy Passover. Oh, my goodness. It's like 3 messages from those triad phishing text people who are like, Emily, is this your number? Do you want to buy Bitcoin? Where was I? Martin. MT. Kelly Reed. Yields on 10-year treasuries have been above the S&P 500 earnings yield for 3 straight weeks. Buckle up. In truth, we're fucked because nobody knows what will happen tomorrow. Black Swan. You're Canadian. You talk a lot about Canadian real estate. I just read yesterday that Canada has spent 75% of its deficit spending buying up mortgages. MBS is mortgage-backed securities. They've spent 75% of their deficit spending buying up mortgages in order to prop up the banks. So that's how you know things are going really well. We're doing 2008 all over again over here, or over there, or everywhere. We learned our lessons, didn't we? We learned them so strong. Pilot to the Moon. What's up, Houston? Happy birthday. Hello, Pilot to the Moon. Scott Pollen. Houston, welcome back. Lots of interesting stuff happening lately at GME. Tons of new PC game internal components for computer builders. GME is going into hardware sales, and it's going to be glorious. Fantastic. I need myself a new everything. I was a big Newegg user before the ownership change, and they went to shit. Have to have a new supplier of good tech. Excellent. Juice Miami, commercial real estate getting worse by the week. I wouldn't doubt if next month or by like say June, we see data come out that like 20% or more of commercial real estate is now in distress. That doubles. And by the end of the year, a third maybe of commercial real estate is distressed, if it hasn't already just by then anyway. Rick, UBS 50% employees. I read 1 out of 12 employees. Sorry, I totally word. It's the Credit Suisse portion of UBS. That's who they're laying off half of like all those folks. Lucre Speed. Have you heard about Goldine? Apparently, it's a new material scientists created. Goldeneye, not the Bond movie or video game? Goldeneye material. Goldeneye Smart Vision AI-based fabric quality control. Common Goldeneye Nest Box. Goldeneye Incorporated. Developed, manufactures innovative versatile LED lighting. Goldeneye movie. Goldeneye fabric. No, I have not heard of it. So send it to me. Michael Harrow, Houston. What is this meteor shower I've been hearing about that was going on? There's a meteor shower going on right now? The only ones I remember are Leonids and Perseids. Leonids are November. Perseids are August. Current meteor shower. Meteor shower. American Meteor Society. Oh, the Lyrids. Yeah, the Lyrids were last night and tonight. So you'll get some. And then the Aquarids are going to be May 4th and 5th. And there you go. Currently active. How many meteors a second are we getting? Or meteors a minute? Oh, the moon's gonna be really full though, so you'll miss a lot of them. Bummer. Joseph Lee. Always think of my questions for you when I'm lying in bed. P.S. I'm not a lurker. A lot of people think about me when they're lying in bed. I'm no stranger to that. All right. Rick, I read it back. UBS will fire 56% of ex-Credit Suisse employees. That's what I meant. I worded it wrong. I apologize. Lucas Speed, that's supposed to say Goldine. Not GoldenEye. Goldine. Goldine material. Goldine, new TD form of gold makes graphene look boring. Well, let's see what this is all about. Nope, not Google Earth. We're not Google Earthing it right now. We are chroming it. Bam, bam. There we go. Okay. Goldine. New TD form of gold makes graphene look boring. Graphene is a bit like Novak Djokovic's material, so damn talented that each new achievement feels passé, but now an exciting new upstart is challenging graphene's title. Meet Goldine, a two-dimensional sheet of gold has its own strange properties. Okay, how are they making a 2D sheet of gold? Because gold has like 89 electrons in it. Okay, flexible, lightweight, and excellent conductor of heat and electricity, and all this from a very humble beginning. So the wonder material was first created by using some sticky tape to peel 1 atom thick layers off a chunk of graphite. Okay. Further experiments were soon giving the stuff more amazing properties. This is talking about graphene. Okay. Let's talk about Goldine. Where's Goldine? Okay. Thankfully, might be doing wonder material ready to steal graphene's thunder. Researchers at Linköping University in Sweden, Linköping, I don't know, I might be saying that wrong, have successfully created Goldine, a sheet of gold that's only 1 atom thick. Like graphene, this changes the material's properties from its 3D bulk form. In this case, Goldine becomes a semiconductor, switching from regular gold being one of the best conductors around. Researchers say Goldine gets its new properties because it's 2D form. The atoms get 2 free bonds. This means it could eventually find use as a catalyst or for converting carbon dioxide, producing hydrogen or valuable chemicals, or purifying water. And of course, electronics could benefit from it if it just means less gold needed to make them. Goldine didn't come as easily as graphene, though. Gold atoms have a tendency to clump together, so it's hard to flatten them out into 2D sheets. The Linköping scientists started sandwiching thin layers of silicon between the layers of titanium and carbide, and then coating it in gold. When heated at high temperatures, the thin silicon layer was replaced by gold. Tricky step then is to get Goldine out of the sandwich. To do so, the researchers tested a chemical called Murakami's reagent, used as part of an old Japanese blacksmithing technique which etches away carbon residue. When used in low concentrations for up to 2 months, the Goldine is exposed, finally stabilized with surfactant. Of course, this is just the beginning of Goldine. The researchers say they plan to continue investigating properties, potential applications, whether precious metals could be flattened into two-dimensional similar ways. I say flatten everything. Flatten it all. Flatten dogs, right? We'll flatten you into monkey buddying. Yeah? A little monkey buddying for you? Yeah? Want some buddying? I think it's yes. Flatten everything. Flatten it all. Oh, crap. The day with time. There you are, you little shit. Pen name. Despite delusion, reverse splits, if AMC achieves sustained profitability, shorts have no choice but to close. 4 million stubborn people will hold. I mean, yeah, they can. But only if the price gets above $230 a share. Right? Like, to get $230 a share, in a sustainable way to start forcing shorts to close? Let's go to the calculator. Let's calculate it up here because we're going to have to do some math here. Calculator intro. Bam. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so turn off the calculator intro, go to the calculator, turn off the Chrome. There it is. All right, so in August, was it August or September when they did the reverse split? They were down to 100 million shares. They have since diluted 163 million of them. So they're now up to 263 million shares outstanding. 263 million. Okay. At $230 a share, they would have to have a $60 billion market cap. $60 billion. Right now, movie theaters, they do revenue of about $4 billion a year, and their value is what? Times $3 is about $1 billion. A little less. So right now, they do $4 billion a year in revenue, and their market cap is about $1 billion. Let's say they wipe out their debt. They wipe out their debt. They're going to have to sell, let's say, another 2 billion shares. So we're at 2263. Whoops. That's million. Oh, that's too many. There. 2 billion shares. $2,300 a share. They're going to have a market cap of $5 trillion when they're done paying off their debt in order for the shorts to be underwater. Does that make sense? Not until AMC, when they pay off their debt, not until they pay off their debt and they have over 2 billion shares out there, they have to have a market cap of $5 trillion, which is more than any company in existence. More than Nvidia and Apple combined. That's the only way the shorts are going to be underwater on AMC at this point. So, just think about that. As like, you can be stubborn, you can hold. I'm sure people who buy in when AMC pays off their debt, the stock price will go up because they'll be making profit, right? They'll be selling tickets to movies. They don't have to pay all their money they may sell on movies to interest on the loans they took out. They can finally make some profit. More power to them. But the stock price is not going to go to $230 a share then, especially with 2 billion of them in existence. They're going to have to do another reverse split, which would mean the stock price is going to have to go to $2,300 a share or something, or $23,000 a share, depending on how much they stock split. And that's going to be the reality of it. So, Adam Aaron fucked up 3 years ago. He had every ability to pay off all that company's debt if he did it the right way, and he didn't. He did it the wrong way. And he diluted stock to the short hedge funds, which pissed off the investors who were like, you don't get to dilute stock until you promise us you're going to sell it to us. And he's like, I can't promise that. So then he didn't get permission from the shareholders to do it. And they did the ape thing. And he didn't wait till T90 on the ape thing until shorts had to make good on the ape. And he sold 300 million of them to a short hedge fund at a discount. And that was more than enough so that all these shorts could then use locates and cover their positions. And then he did the reverse split and has been selling hundreds of millions of shares since. And that's just where we are. Like, that's the reality of it. So $5 trillion market cap. That's a lot. That's a lot of market cap to try to get to there, man. All right, that's the Goldine one. Ludwig Vladimir Dorner. When, but finally, I don't know, man. Soon? I hope. MDK Houston, with Tesla dropping more and more each day, you got any puts on it this week? Not for the weeklies. I bought a whole bunch out to September. I'm just looking to like 2 or 3x my money on it Wednesday morning and then get out. BOH. Get a new mouse. Double clicking is known failure state for Logitech mouse. This is not even a Logitech mouse. This is some lame ass Chinese mouse. Jersey did send me a new Dell mouse. I just haven't hooked it up yet. No, it's a Logitech one. So I got a Logitech one. I thought it's from Dell. I just haven't opened it up and used it yet. So, maybe we'll do the same thing. I have no idea. Pen name. If AMC remain in business next 100 years, do you believe shorts can artificially suppress the price for the next 100 years? How about next 1,000 years? I think they can suppress it for my lifetime. At this point. I mean, it could start all over again. Let's say that they correct everything, right? They pay off their debt. They're profitable, but they got 2 billion plus shares out there. So they do a reverse split, gobble them up. And so now they're back to like 100 million shares. They're making $5 billion a year. It's profit. Like they're making healthy profit off of all of that. And their market cap could be like $15 billion. So if we go back to the calculator, let's say they do that. They're back to 100 million shares. And the market cap is 15. Oh, I should do it this way. Market cap is 15 billion. One more. Divide that by 100 million. And so that'd be 150 a share. It could be 150 a share after 2 reverse splits and all the dilution several years from now. So if you invest, then you'll probably make money because you'll get dividends. The price will go up. But those particular shorts, the ones who shorted today, the ones who shorted 3 years ago, the ones who shorted 10 years ago, those guys are all doing fine still. They still have no reason to close because the equivalent price, that $150, is probably $1.50 in today's or money, or $1.50 share price a year ago. So they're doing all right still. But if you invest then, you'll be fine. Now, you're going to keep losing money on them because they're going to keep diluting and your share is going to keep getting smaller and smaller. And the stock price can go down and you're going to be at, equivalent share price of 20 cents, 25 cents compared to what it was a year ago. So, yeah, you can be stubborn all you want. You're just going to lose 99% of your money a second time because that's the only way they can survive at this point. They are stuck in a dilution spiral and it's just not going to get better until the dilution is over and they're making a profit again. So it's going to be a couple of years until that happens. Scott Pollen, Julius, I was looking at some commercial real estate default data for specific regions, looking rough. That 10X auction site, I get stuff because I looked them up once and now like my social media feed is full of their buildings for sale. So look at this thing, and it is crazy how many of them are up there. The oil properties. Let's look at America. Let's see how many properties are on America. Okay, so we've got office buildings. Here's Corpus Christi, Texas, Leavenworth, Kansas, New Jersey, Memphis, Tennessee, Illinois, Minnesota. Nothing on that one. Some of these are huge buildings. Like this is a 39-acre infill complex with upside. So looks like a former headquarters for somebody. Southwest something or other. This looks really fancy. Southwest. I can't remember what that reads. Conference center? This is a conference center that's defaulted? Holy crap. Where's this place located? Got an address? Address. Office medical. Oh, it's medical center. So you got hospital. Huge hospital. 39-acre hospital. That's huge. It's got a fitness center, food court, restaurant, security system, signage, blah, blah, blah. 500,000 square feet. And starting bid, $5 million. Dang, son. Okay, we got any towers? A lot of like airport Sheratons and stuff. Parking garages. Oh, parking garages lose money. Strip malls. Any office towers? Let's see any office towers pop up here. Lieutenant Desirable Center. Whole bunch of properties here. Michigan State Student Housing Portfolio. You can buy Michigan State University Student Housing Portfolio for $2 million? Huh. Okay. Interesting. Here's an office building. Where are you? 1.4 million for a tower in. Where are you located? Tell me. View map. Yes. Tell me where you are. Alder Street. Use control to zoom out. We are in Portland. All right. So you can buy an office building in Portland for $1.4 million. For the price of a home in Portland, you can buy an entire office building. There you go. Boom. What's that? Like 10 floors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 floor office building for $1.4 million in downtown Portland. Seriously, for the price of a home in Portland, you can have a 76,000 square foot office tower. So, look at that. You'd be like Bruce Wayne in that thing. Okay, what else we got? Here's a little office tower in San Francisco for $150,000. Oh, it's a corner office. That's not a whole building. Never mind. Okay. Starting bid $1 on some of these. Dang. What was this guy? 3,800 square foot condo. Office condo. And where are you? Oh yeah, use control to zoom out. We are in Pittsburgh. Okay. So for $1, apparently you can get a 3,800 square foot office condo in this tower right here in Pittsburgh. That's starting bid, $1. Starts in 20 days. So add that to portfolio. $1 on a mall parking lot. Office center for $1.5 million in Raleigh, North Carolina. Motel 6. I'm more interested in towers because just towers are sexier, man. Oh yeah, this one's our newspaper article about this in the Seattleites today. This is a renovated theater, the Coliseum Theater, and it was turned into a Banana Republic, and it was Banana Republic for like 30 years. And the Banana Republic moved out of there during the pandemic, and it's been empty ever since. Monorail Espresso, which is a really good espresso shop, is in the corner here. But yeah, this thing's up for sale right now. $2 million a starting bid. Very iconic building in Seattle. Super iconic. It's a historic landmark, so you can't tear it down or anything. You got to do something with it. But yeah, that's where Banana Republic was for a long time. And what else we got? Lots of hotels. Mixed use offices. Where's this one? 24,000 square feet. It looks like a Dutch building, to be honest. There's another one in Portland. So you get 24,000 square foot modern building in Portland. And the starting bid's $1.2 million. 7 floors. Where are you located in Portland? Oh, yeah, control, zoom out. Okay. On the east side. All right. That's like the hip side. Not too many people like pooping on a doorstep on that side. All the pooping on the doorstep happens over here in Old Town. So there you go. That's crazy. That's super crazy. That blows my mind, man. So yeah, these things are popping up like crazy. They're everywhere. Hell's Kitchen? $3.2 million? Manhattan real estate? Are you kidding me? 10,000 square foot building, corner, lot in Hell's Kitchen here in Manhattan for $3 million. That's crazy. That's bona fide cheap at this point. And you know what? It's only going to get cheaper as more and more of these buildings pop up as they get distressed over and over and over and over. It's going to be wild. So to get cash on hand, you can become the Martin Selig of your city and buy up all the office buildings and, I don't know, turn them into paintball centers or something. Michael Harrow, my muscle strength is between my... Never mind. Does Miami pretty much most of the country, but New York, California, and Texas in the lead. I think is you that sent me the video, Julio, of the people that were in Austin, showing that like property values in Austin since 2022 have dropped like 22%. That's a big drop. It's only going to go more, I think. Michael Hero, Houston, let's say MOASS happens. How do you think it would play out for the average Joe to the president? Well, the average Joe is going to be screwed because they're not ready for it. We're a bunch of weirdos. We've been reading about this stuff constantly. We're up to date on it. We stare at the screens all day long. We know it's going to happen, and we're preparing ourselves for it. And hopefully our stocks are negative beta so that when it goes bonk, we go woohoo, right? That's the goal. MOASS happens. We get piles of money. Banks are blinking out of existence. The Fed and the Treasury are printing like crazy. We're probably seeing mass layoffs in corporations across the country. Real estate prices are in the toilet. We're probably seeing, various leaders of certain hedge funds facing criminal and civil charges for lucky market makers. The president, right now, the president's job is things are okay. Nothing to worry about here. You got to say that over and over again to keep things happy, because you can't be like, yeah, things are overvalued. It's got to come down. You can't be the president and say that, because then it'll just go whoosh, and then you get blamed for it all. You can get blamed for it all anyways, but your hope is that you can just at least get past the election or something. So a whole bunch of bros, network bros or whatever that are all over the place in Manhattan, they're out of work. They're like, oh crap, I guess I'm going to have to live off my savings now for a while. And they've all got huge amounts of savings. And they're going to be figuring out, they're going to open up little farms in Vermont and, pretend like, oh, I had to leave the rat race, even though they basically got kicked out because they destroyed the entire economy. And the average Joes, they're going to be hurting. They're going to realize that their homes are underwater on their mortgages, that their jobs are disappearing, the AI is taking over, that, they're going to be screwed, which is why people in your bubble that are going to be affected by this, help them. Help your parents out. Help your brothers and sisters out. Help your friends out. Because not everyone is going to come out on top on this, and not everyone has the bandwidth to spend all day long obsessing about these things like we do. They've got lives. They got their own struggles they're dealing with. And they aren't finance people. They just want to do their job, go home, watch their Netflix, go to dinner with their friends, and live their life like a normal human being. So yeah, help those folks out if you can. But we'll probably see a boatload of printing from the Fed because these banks cannot survive. MOASS is going to take them under. If MOASS doesn't take them under, commercial real estate will. And if commercial real estate takes them under, MOASS is probably going to happen. So it's all dependent upon the value of their assets. And if the assets disappear, poof, then all the debt they have comes due that they can't pay suddenly. So it's just bankruptcies abound. It's not really a succinct way of putting it, but you get what I'm saying. Okay. Oh, there's a reset in the chat. Okay, I gotta scroll back up again. Sometimes sommelier. What are the most likely MOASS catalysts and what is the reasonable time frame in which it will occur? No pressure. MOASS catalysts. Collapse of commercial real estate dooming all the banks. MOASS catalyst. Bed Bath & Beyond emerging from bankruptcy as part of a merger acquisition and reissuing shares to everybody who had shares before. Poof. MOASS catalyst. GME being a part of that somehow, or GME doing something super crazy like crypto dividend, announcing mergers, weird stuff like that. Well, there'd be good catalysts at this point. Those are the big three catalysts I could think of at the moment. Because commercial real estate goes in the dump. That means the SPY goes in the dump. That means all those commercial real estate bonds that were being used as collateral gone. So, will Bed Bath & Beyond announce first, or will banks finally succumb to commercial real estate? 50-50, man. I think by this summer, we might see enough terrible commercial real estate numbers that we'll start seeing banks go under again. But if Bed Bath & Beyond finally gets off the pot, maybe the shit or get off the pot, whatever. Does one or the other. Either the shit or get off the pot. Before then is also very possible, especially with the 309 filing we saw today. What's up with Santander? Okay, let's get. Gotta go find the link Julio gave to me. Notifications. Where are you? Oh, yeah. The one article read is video. But here, I'll just put the link for the video in here. It kind of gives you. Oh, you shut up. Don't talk. Okay. So where is? Yeah, whatever. All right. Basically, Santander is completely underwater on mortgages, car loans. They're doomed. They basically did what they did in 2008 and they didn't learn any of their lessons. And a huge chunk of their portfolio is underwater assets, and they're not gonna have the money for their depositors. That's basically it. Okay. Particularly lawyers will own Schwab when this is over. Yeah. Look around and find out. All retail gets a $3 checks from those lawyers. One of my coworkers was on vacation in Taiwan when the earthquake hit. Our department almost got hit by the bus factor. And for added bad movie bonus points, he is getting close to retirement. Whoa. There you go. Hopeful Pomelo 4488. Which is why I de-risked all my BBY shares. I didn't trust broker dealers. Equity cash will be put directly into my transfer agent account. That is also true. I didn't de-risk mine. Mine was Infidelity. And, I mean, I talked to Fidelity compliance people. They're like, yes, if new equity is issued, you'll be getting it. I was like, good. You have this recorded. Give me the reference number. So I have all that written down. And thankfully, it's fine. Well, that's good. Bacon. Brokers seem to be expecting to pay out from my interaction. Very passive. Same answer. They won't put themselves in a lawsuit. They know it's just more money in their more money once retail starts to invest. Okay. Yes. Like, your broker is going to want to put those shares in your account because then you're going to be a cajillionaire and you're going to be a private client and they're going to have to do everything you say because they don't want to piss you off. That's what it comes down to. Kelly Reed, the market reacting like when the boat's sinking and filling with water and you can't bail fast enough. It's a great idea to just jump into a bigger leaky boat. Eventually you'll be underwater. It'll just take longer. Ding. Yeah. They're using credit cards to pay off their credit cards at this point. Borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. No name picked yet, so any AMC investment 2021 that is being held is pretty much worthless for a while. Yes. Yes. Pen name, if reverse repo bank liquidity is 0, commercial real estate losses realized, banks fail, you think they can continue suppressing AMC? Okay. There will be a time if these hedge funds do blow up, right? Let's say that they blow up, they're getting liquidated, and they're being forced to close their positions, and they're forced to close the AMC positions, right? So they have to close. All right, we got to close the AMC positions. The trading computer's going to make us. What do you think is going to happen? Adam Aron is going to sell as many shares as he possibly can at that time, dilute the hell out of it, and the price is going to be suppressed like crazy. He's gonna be like, oh, a whole bunch of people have to buy, they're all willing to buy at $3. I will sell 1 billion shares in the market at $3, and I will do it like, and then that's it. That's then they're fine. Like, there was maybe 4 or 5 billion shares short on AMC before the reverse split. That became 500 million shares short. And that can easily be taken up by dilution from Adam Aron at this point. So if there is forced closure on these hedge funds, Adam Aron will just sell shares on the market. And he'll undercut all of you. Guaranteed. And he will make enough money to at least pay off the debt. And then it'll be time to start, investing in AMC after that happens. But I won't invest in AMC until that debt is gone and probably Adam Aron is gone. And yeah, somebody else better in charge. Oh, William Morgan's here. Hello. Joe Witchman. On the butterfly intro, it sounds like Cartman from South Park is singing in the background saying, ah, ah, ah. Copy paste. Note to self. Never post "The world will rejoice when your father dies" to Soros Jr. It took 4 seconds to ban me. It happens. Also, don't tell Nazis to follow their leader and post a picture of Hitler blowing his brains out, because then you get banned for life. 3, 2, 1 to the moon. How will IEP get if Cal owning most of the company? How high? I'm trying to say, ask how high will IEP get if Carl owning most of the company? I think that's what we're trying to say. He could force a short squeeze on him probably right now. My guess is they're waiting to unveil whatever it is they've been working on to screw over the shorts. And high. Cajillions. Corporate walnut, horniest for bed bath. Whisker Biscuit. What does it take for a city to currently add public transportation? Is it even possible for a large city, Detroit in mind, to add at this point without tunneling a half mile underneath the city? Subways are the best way to move large quantities of people around without gumming up the streets. Second best is buses. Having a robust bus system, a crazy robust bus system. Third is probably elevated trains. The problem with elevated trains is they're gross. I mean, you've ever been underneath a viaduct or like an elevated train? It's just like shit drips on things and people sleep under them, and it's just not as cool. But underground is the best way. The cheapest way to do it is for the city itself to own the contractor, which is very European. They don't do that here in the US. Instead, we do a bid and then the contractor screws you out of a $1 gajillion. But if you've got a state-owned contractor that can do all the road work or the train building and stuff, they do it at cost. All you're doing is just paying salaries and for resources, and you don't have to worry about profit or anything because the company's not there to make a profit. The company's there to make infrastructure, which is why, Oslo was able to build a tunnel twice as long and twice as wide for $400 million than the tunnel they made in Seattle for $2 billion. Because a state-owned contractor did it, and they did it at cost. And that's one of the big problems with the U.S. is this whole like lowest bid, and then the contractors get together and they decide like, don't bid any lower than this, and they game the system, and then they do cost overruns and delays, and they just get the stuff jacked on there. Other nations are smarter than that, and they've got state-owned construction companies who don't suck a lot. Okay. Oh, crap. Let's reset again. Thomas Dubois is here. Chillface, Baby Chillface is arriving this week. Congratulations to you for Baby Chillface. Are you calling Baby Chillface? David Hensley. They call him Double Intro Printed. Love the show and the community. New year, new name. 1x $40 out of the money put on Tesla with a set expiry is 1200. September expiry is 1200. Are you that confident, Gutsy? I got them for $3. I got 500 of them at $20 for $3, and I'm good with that. If it goes to $6, $9, cool. I will cash out with my 3x and be okay. But no, I didn't buy the expensive ones. Okay. Oh, David Hensley has become a problem solver. Fantastic. Solving problems. Oh, you know what's 4:13? The dog stared at me like an hour earlier, so perhaps we just do one of these real quick. Oh yeah. You want these stinky green things? Man, these things, I have a clogged face and these things are overpowering. Whew. Oh my god, it smells like death. Oh, man. Woof. Stinky. We should do this in the monkey cam. Gotta turn off the intro before we do the monkey cam. Large monkey. There we go. Large. Oh, no. Wait. Okay. Large monkey. Good it, monkey. Get it. Go. Rawr. Okay. Big Houston. There we go. David Hensley. Thank you for the super chat there. Thank you. Okay, so we did the monkey snacks. Season 54, I have preached MOASS for years, no one listened. Of the three that did, one sold for a loss to buy a purse, one invested in a trip to Cancun, and the third got a bad Brazilian butt lift. If MOASS, no help for them. Noted. Luke Alexander, Houston, question. If we do get new equity for BBY, how will we be taxed? Will it be long-term since we held BBY for a year now, or short-term with the new equity date? I don't know. I would assume long-term since it has to do with your initial purchase. But beyond that, honestly, I don't know. That was something to ask a tax person, or to ask when it gets issued, to ask how your broker is going to classify it. Honestly, I don't know. The way I figure it is, if I make any money off of this, I'm just going to take 40% of it and stick it at the side. I'll probably take 40% of it and buy dividend stocks with it or something, and hopefully make money off of that while I wait to pay my tax bill. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it's something. And then when my tax bill comes, whatever it is, I can use that chunk to pay for it. Video brand, I don't care what they say, I'll file as long term. That's also something you can do, and hopefully they don't fight you for it. Did I reach the end here? Did I? I think. Looks like I did. Cool. All right. Do you have anything else? Do you have anything? I've got 14 minutes, and I made it to the end of the chat, which is amazing. I will gladly give my voice a little rest here, as I am phlegmy and full of pollen. And man, it's supposed to start raining, I think, on Wednesday. I cannot wait. Oh, I want just the heavens to open up and to just batter these trees until every last little freaking pollen molecule has like gone into the rivers and streams and out to the ocean. It is so gross out here. Although a viewer is sending me a really fancy air purifier, so we'll see what that is. Of course, important, arrest that voice and show us them piggies. You boys want some Costco socks? Remember, it costs $1. Costs $1 to see some Costco socks. Woohoo! Since 54, my local credit union is offering 5.5% yearly return on savings account. Is this a good deal or a bad sign of the credit union? It wasn't offering this before. Recently acquired another credit union. It seems to be happening across the board. Yeah, it seems to be happening quite frequently. My own banks are offering me like 5%. So I think it's because they're getting like 8% and 10% off of cars and homes and everything else. And depositors have been withdrawing money like crazy, and they need money in because if they keep withdrawing, they have to sell off their crappy bonds. If they sell off their crappy bonds, their old bonds are worth nothing, then there's going to be a bank run and the banks go under. So they really have no choice but to offer you like 5.5%, etc. Mittens after MOASS, can we unite together, become the bad guys? The new cabal and like smoke-filled rooms? Why not? BBB brand, likely they finally got their deposits out of the dead bonds and they were locked in and can now offer better rates. That can also happen too. Whisker Biscuit, any LK99 updates? Not since no one can replicate what was happening. No, there was something in January saying new research ignites possibility located in superconductivity room temperature. That was in January. New research reignites possibility of LK99 superconductivity at room temperature. Controversial material demonstrates the telltale Meissner effect up to 250 Kelvin. Two independent teams of researchers hailing from several universities in China and Japan have published new research on LK99 that seemingly confirms the presence of room temperature superconductivity. Uploaded to the Cornell's preprint and thus not formally peer-reviewed scientific publication server ArchiveX, the joint paper describes a slightly different formulation of the original LK99 formula, which leads the abstract to end with relatively muted. Our experiment suggests that room temperature, the Meissner effect, is possibly present in this material. Meissner effect being one of the design secrets of superconductivity, corresponding to an emergent magnetic field that typically repels all others, is but one of the reasons their paper is important, even as it joins other research and patent updates asserting LK9 superconductivity with increasing probability. Paper owes much of its weight to its methodology as well. Both teams publicly tried to achieve LK99-like room temperature, ambient pressure superconductor, but used distinct synthesis analysis process. One team headed by Yao Yao used solid-state synthesis to cook the samples, the method described in the original LK99 paper, and the one whose replication attempts by renowned worldwide institutions previously failed to hold up to scrutiny and subjected them to EPR, electron paramagnetic resonance, to gauge their magnetic behavior. The other teams, headed by Hongyong Wang, used hydrothermal synthesis and applied SQUID superconducting quantum interference device measurements. Ultimately, both teams managed to fabricate samples that they claimed showcased Meissner effect. Okay. By studying the sample's magnetization as a function of temperature, also known as the MT curve, they were able to plot out the sample's behavior when subjected to external magnetic field while cooled at different temperature levels, which resulted in sample repelling it, translated in the function graph negative magnetization across at least 100 Kelvin, 200 Kelvin, and 250 Kelvin, with possible up to 300 Kelvin, which is basically room temperature, maintenance of superconductor state. That's what the behavior of room temperature ambient pressure superconductor is supposed to look like. And even if there's a hard limit at 250 Kelvin, that's high enough temperature that there's a category of freezers to come to our aid. Laboratory grade ultra low temperature freezers, which are usually deployed for keeping vaccines, blood, tissue samples at temperatures as low as 80 C, around 200 Kelvin. According to the paper, teams fabricated modified samples of copper doped lead apatite with a chemical formulation of blah, 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 that's different from the original recipe. A confirmation that part of the issue with replicating LK99 superconductivity behavior is likely stemmed from ineffective substitutions of elements while in the cooking phase. The meticulous synthesis procedure involves heating phosphate and lead sulfide under solution under high pressure while keeping the pH at a basic 8. Okay, the technical stuff that blah, blah, blah chemists care about. Yeah, so never heard the paper's published anywhere, but it's on archive. Do you have a link for the archive? Got the abstract here. Make me read it in PDF form. So this is the archive. Let's see if it's got published anywhere. Copy text. Go to Office Space 1. Paste that there. See if we got archive, Hacker News, Reddit, Next Big Future. Doesn't look like it's been published anywhere yet, so maybe people have not been able to repeat it. But that's the most recent thing. That was back in January. So there you go. LK99 update. Julius, Taiwan earthquake again today. What? Six 6.0. Damn, a few hours ago. On the other side of the island, at least that's not the very populated side, but a lot of landslides on that side. Pair of strong earthquakes 4 hours ago. 6.3. 5 earthquakes strike Taiwan within 9 minutes. That was 9 hours ago. Huh. Whoa. Crazy. Hazel A. Houston, any speculation on what BBY filed today that J2B was posting? That's the Form 309. The Form 309, I don't know exactly what it's for, but it's what you file when you originally declare bankruptcy. And the only reason anyone could think about having to refile it is if a change of control has happened. But we don't know what's in the file. We just know it's been filed. It's all been redacted, so we have no clue what's been listed in there. That's the only thing I can think of. That there's some change of control, which could be credit bid, could be something else. But yeah, the debtors in possession has changed. Citizen 54. I don't know why I can never read your name without slurring it. Citizen 54. Also, how in layman's terms, to explain why we see the same side of the moon, my aunt has decided to act like a moron suddenly, even though she's an educated woman. We now live on a floating disc. Okay, so the moon became what's known as tidally locked. And I can do this with a baseball. And I'm going to take this baseball. I'm going to put a little smiley face on it. There we go. Got a little smiley face baseball. Okay, big doughy eyes. Smiley face baseball. My head is the Earth. Smiley face baseball is the moon. Now, the Earth has oceans on it. And the Earth has a very strong gravitational field. The moon has a little gravitational field. So the moon pulls on the Earth, and the Earth pulls on the moon. Now, the moon, as the Earth rotates, the moon rotates around the Earth slower than the Earth. Sorry, than the Earth revolves, and and as a result, the ocean water wants to pull towards the moon, but the Earth turning whips the ocean water away from the moon, which causes the moon to get pulled and slingshots it further out. So the moon goes faster and faster and drifts about 2 centimeters a year away from the Earth due to this slingshotting effect of the Earth's tides. Now, the moon may have rotated at one time, right? But when the moon was molten goo, because when it just formed, it was impact hit the Earth, goo flew out into space, it collided with each other, created this big old molten field of moon. It had tides of lava. And those tides of lava got pulled towards Earth. Since the Earth is so much stronger than the moon, one side got pulled stronger and it stayed. So that side, smiley face side here, now faces the moon, or so the Earth at all times, and never changes. As a result of that, right, the moon rotates technically once on its axis every time it goes around the Earth. So think about it. The face is facing me right now, right? And my fingers are the poles. As it faces me, right, it is rotating once under my finger as it goes around. Boop. So that's why the same side faces us. Has everything to do with the fact that Earth is full of water, and that water drags on the moon and flings the moon faster and faster, and it's now tidally locked. So it's known as a locked orbit, as it were. So yeah, there you go. Not a moth. Why do rich people always end up becoming evil? I mean, not all of them become evil, but a lot of them do. And is it because they're bored and have nothing else to do? Is it because they naturally have sociopathic, narcissistic, or psychopathic tendencies? That seems to be a common denominator for rich, powerful people. Yeah, that will do it. It is people with those personality disorders are attracted to power, and they don't care who they step on to get there. And when they get that power, well, they're going to be megalomaniacal about it. I think getting away with things and never facing consequences breeds that mentality for a lot of folks when they have that power. Not everyone can be like, get rich and powerful and be like, cool, I'm going to go read my books on the beach now, which is what I want to do. I want to go to a nice beach and read my books. Let the dog run around. Cat can groom himself in the sun. Then go to the shade. Then go to the sun again. And then go to the shade. And then take a dip in the water. Get another drink from the help. And that's all. I don't want the power. I just want the freedom to not have to do anything. Okay. Yogi 2012, Houston, have you ever played disc golf? My brother's obsessed with it and just got me started. Pretty fun. Oh yeah. I used to play quite a lot. I played a lot of Ultimate in college. In high school. We had a lot of Ultimate teams in high school and traveling teams and everything. I remember when I went to Hilo for school, I was playing Ultimate in Portland at Lewis and Clark a lot, as well as baseball, and went to Hilo, and my friend Tommy was like, "Hey man, like the U.S. Open of frisbee golf is coming to Hilo. Like, you want to join the amateurs?" I was like, "Sure." So I joined the amateurs, and I placed second overall, and Tommy placed first. So we beat the pros. We didn't have disc golfs. We had 175 gram ultimate frisbees, and he got first. I got second, and the guy who got third was the top pro, and he won $10,000. Tommy got an entire disc golf set as his prize, and I got a driver. Even though we placed first and second, but because we weren't pros, we didn't win the money. But yeah, my best friend Nick and I used to play what we called extreme frisbee golf. We'd go to the Grand Forest here, which is a giant forest full of Douglas firs and nettles and everything else. And we'd play frisbee golf amongst the trees, which made it very challenging. You'd be like, I think up ahead, about 100 yards, there's a corner and there's a park bench around the corner. We'll make that the next hole. And donk, nettles. It makes you very good to play extreme good frisbee golf in the forest. So I recommend it. Find a very dense forest, play frisbee golf in there. Your aim will become true in no time. Whisker Biscuit can't go over 4.3% of my credit unions. How do I buy the 8-week T-bills at 5.4? Well, you should be able to buy them through your broker. They might have a minimum purchase. You may have to get $1,000. I might have to buy $1,000 worth of T-bills for it to happen. Check with your broker though. Peach Sunday, hip birth Houston, try honey for allergies. Help me with my cat allergy. Also, will Donald Trump become the catalyst for MOASS? Funny seeing Kenny fighting the Orange Man now. Maybe. I mean, if anything, it might spur Republicans to actually hold a hearing at MMTLP. Like, if we can point to them like, hey, your savior, Donald Trump, is harping about naked short selling, so have this hearing. Then McHenry might do it. So use it to our advantage. Houston's more excited about an air purifier and Costco socks than MOASS. Oh, shoot. It's time to go. It's 4:32. All right. Okay. I'll see you guys Wednesday. Hopefully my Tesla puts will have printed. And, yeah. Anything to add, Monkey? No? Just got cute little fuzzy ears? Word. We can handle that. Okay, everybody. You folks have a great day. And I'm going to do this one as the outro. There you go. Since we saw the other two today. Let's do that.
Houston, we have a problem.
We'll try this one.